So it was funny last night. I was awoken, and it takes a lot to wake me up. As a dog, people think we're light sleepers. We have a phase of our, but once we have a phase of our sleeping at the beginning and the end. We're very light, but we're not really asleep. We're like dog dazed or dog hypnotized. We're like still in the room, but still starting to sleep. But when we get in that deep REM sleep, then we stay deep in the sleep. You can't hardly wake us up. But it's not a lot of dogs. Very intelligent dogs go into the deep REM sleep all the time. But most of your dogs, they just every once in a great while they drop into the REM sleep. That's just how it goes. That's the way most dogs are. But I was awoken from my slumbers, and I was in the REM sleep, and it was to a cat. And the cat out of the house, it was mauling a mouse, and it was the night before. I'd heard the squealing of the mouse, and I barked. A bark came out before I realized that. Normally I would say, "Hey cat, stop killing the mice over here," but I reverted to my dog. Even though I had the collar on, I barked somehow through the dog collar. I think it translated. It was the only way to translate it was as a bark. Like there's no word for it in the English language. There's no word for it in the English language. You have to have a bark to represent a bark when you're trying to tell the cat to quit mauling and playing with a mouse. If you're going to kill the mouse already, kill the mouse. That's what the bark says. It says, "Hey, if you're going to kill the mouse already. Stop playing with it." But the mouse squealed, and somehow when I barked, the mouse got away that first night. And then the second night, I heard a quicker squeal. It was a shorter squeal, and I knew the mouse was dead. And just as I expected, there it was by the food dish. And I thought, it was a beautiful mouse. It was like a reddish colored mouse. It was gorgeous. It was big. I thought, is it a rat? Is it an immature rat? It was so big. It was a big, burly, husky, beautiful mouse. And then when it died, its eyes were wide open. It had black, big, giant, beautiful, almond-shaped, beautiful, black, jewel-like mouse eyes. And they still had a little spark left in them because the death, had occurred, but it hadn't fully crept out of the mouse yet, the life force. So I had a little spark and a glint to the eye, and it made it a little eerie. And there it laid by the food dish, and I thought, that cat, if she got that mouse. And I felt sorry for the mouse, and I wondered why the mouse came back. Was the mouse trapped under the couch or something, and it was trying to sneak back, and the cat got it? Did the mouse not be able to make it all the way home, or did the mouse make it home from its near-death experience and figure, hey, I gotta go get a kernel of cat food, and wanted to go out there near the cat's food dish? Or did the cat kill it someplace? It sounded like it occurred down there in the hallway near the food dishes. Well, I don't know. All I know is when, I heard that squeal in the middle of the night, and I was about to yell, and I was like, it's over already. My dog intuition told me that cat already just killed that mouse. And I thought maybe that mouse had been cornered under the couch or the bureau, and it couldn't make it all the way home. And so, it was caught trying to make it home. Or maybe it had got to its house, and it said, that cat food kernel's so tempting, I got to go back out. It was a big, robust mouse. He wasn't starving, so I wonder why he made the choice, Why did he put himself out there in that danger? Who knows? The mouse, this tragic thing is, it almost could have been a female mouse. It was a big, giant, breeding female mouse with a bunch of babies in her belly. She was so big, like a big, giant, great white shark about to give birth. And that might have been what the real tragedy was, that it was the death of a whole family. But, as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to get no fleece or nothing that carries around with these mice. So I was like, the mouse should have learned from the night before and stayed away. The mouse had a near-death experience, and it chose to come back out the next night. And it was big and burly. He could have stayed up for a long time wherever he was and waited out the cat. The cat sleeps like 20 hours every day. The mouse should have snuck back home. I think the stupid mouse came out. It was too lazy to go out in the woods and get some seeds and some berries. I think this is like a house mouse, and he's like, I'm not going out there. It's too hot, it's too cold, it's too wet, it's too damp, and get seeds and berries. I mean, there's lots of fescue seeds and sunflower seeds and walnuts and hazelnuts and acorns, and there's everything. The mouse could go out there and it gets crumbs, and there's lots of food everywhere. And it's got dandelion and clover and everything. I don't know. It's got white grubs and crickets. I mean, this mouse could feast, all day long. But instead, it says, I'm going to wait. I'm going to sneak out. Even though I almost got killed yesterday, I'm going to sneak out and get a cat food kernel because I'm too lazy to go outside and get some food. And I'll take chances in my life. And it was not starving, this mouse, Maybe it was like a woman mouse, and it had a bunch of babies, and it was so big and long and huge because it was about to give birth. I'm not sure. But either way, the mouse made a bad choice, and it should have been a little bit smarter. And it looked to me like it was a big, beautiful male mouse with a little red to his coat, and the spark in his eye was still, glistening deep in the black pearl of his eyeball. And, there was and everybody, as far as I was concerned, the cat, the mouse, myself, we were, almost like in this kind of a metaphysical, transphoric kind of a embrace of our essences. And, I said, wow, the cat, he left it right by the food dish. And I was wondering, was the cat trading out, saying, hey, this is a beautiful mouse, I want some more food, put some more food in my food dish. I didn't know. But anyways, that was the story of the mouse, and I thought I'd share that with you.